No one thinks Henry Cejudo is going to get it done this weekend at UFC Seattle. He's a minus 250 or something underdog. I see some UFC fighters picking him, but everyone who seems kind of in tune with MMA, like Nick Sick, John Wood, guys like that, smart analysts, are picking Song Yadong. Cejudo's really old for the division. He's on a two-fight losing streak since coming back from being double champion. But today, I'm going to try to come up with 3 keys to victory for Henry Cejudo in his fight against Song Yadong. First key is establishing wrestling early. Cejudo, as a wrestler in MMA, is actually quite overrated. I'm being a little optimistic here. He has to employ some wrestling, and I think he has to do it successfully. Corey Sandhagen did an amazing job at feinting takedowns on Song Yadong and getting these large overreactions. Watch that level change, whoop, and from here he started to look to set up flying knees and other strikes, and this just slowed down Song's rhythm on the feet. He was constantly thinking about the takedown, and Sandhagen started to damage Song on the feet. Ultimately got him with an elbow that ended the fight, but that, if you can get Song reacting heavily to takedowns and not focusing so much on counter striking, this will be an amazing thing for Cejudo. But also successfully implementing some wrestling. I think in a bit here, where is it? After Sandhagen gets hit with a left hook, it's here where Sandhagen takes Song down, and Song is going to be extremely difficult to hold down. Cejudo, he had some decent control time against Marab in his last fight, but he doesn't really control people that well. And Song is just very strong and explosive. He'll use butterfly hooks to make space and get up. So not getting discouraged when Song gets up so quickly. Shoot. And then show the shots. It'll slow down him making reads on you on the feet and looking to counter. And obviously, if you can get takedowns and have a little bit of control time, even better. But Cejudo has to employ the wrestling early, and he's got to establish it as a threat. You're probably wondering why Dan Henderson and Shogun Rua are on the screen. The second key is to live in the transitions. For you old heads, you'll recognize this KO. I'm not an old head, but I have seen this KO. Dan Henderson shoots reactively on Shogun, and then on the break, boom! Uses an underhook, and Shogun's weight is going this way, so Hendo intercepts him with this nasty right hook that tags Shogun hard and gets Henderson the finish. Where I see Cejudo finding the most success in terms of damaging or potentially hurting Song is in something like this, where you're shooting and Song is thinking of defending grappling, and then boom, you throw a right hand that he just doesn't see at all. This is the only way that I see Cejudo hurting him, and I'm, again, being a little bit optimistic. Song Yadong has a granite chin. His head is just giant, like a blockhead. He's 26 years old. He's in his prime. Cejudo doesn't really have much speed or pop anymore. This is the only way that I could see Cejudo really hurting him. But either way, Cejudo has to be living in these transitions where grappling when Song thinks we're striking and striking when Song thinks we're grappling. Just existing in that middle zone, because Song is clearly the better striker. Speed-wise, power-wise, technique-wise, everything. He's got Cejudo beat. In the grappling, I think he's more athletic and can defend it. So you have to be in those middle spots where you can, sneak in a punch here. You think we're striking now, go to a takedown, make you get up, maybe wear on the energy. But again, the energy, I feel like the cardio equation is going to favor Song as well. Cejudo, 38. It's just like, it's all leaning against Cejudo, but we're trying to make a case for why he could win. He has to exist in these transitions and get his shots off in between the grappling and the striking, and constantly mixing those two things up. Third and final key is he's got to be all the way in or all the way out. Song Yadong, if it's up to him, he wants to exist in a close boxing range where he can look to slip and counter with punches, throw low kicks. He likes that close boxing range, similar to a Piotr Jan. That's what made their fight so exciting. They were both content being in that range. Cejudo can't be in that range. He's slower. Again, he's slower. He doesn't have as much power, and he's not as technical as Song Yadong. And he's older. So he can't be in that close range. He needs to maintain this type of distance from Song Yadong. Enough range to where he can see Yadong's strikes coming. That mitigates the speed of Yadong a little bit when you have time to see it. If you're right in range trying to like close the distance and make it push him back against the fence, you're gonna get caught with something. He needs to be all the way in and force Song to engage. This could possibly lead Song to overextending and maybe you counter him. Not saying you're gonna knock him out on the counter, just like hit him on the counter, but making Song enter or begin the striking exchanges, this can lead to some more mistakes. So being all the way in, and then when you sense him coming in, if you can, way easier said than done, duck under into a takedown attempt, duck under into the clinch, again, get back in those transition spots, not in the striking alone and not in the grappling alone. Just get in those middle areas where you're mixing the grappling and the striking together. Try to land some cheeky shots. Try to secure some takedowns and top control if you can. Back body lock for a second, holding them against the fence, which Corey Sandhagen did on a couple occasions. These are the types of things that Cejudo needs to do for 5 rounds because he's probably not going to finish Song Yadong. And that's why if I'm a betting man, I'm not betting against Song Yadong in this fight. But just wanted to offer up some potential ideas that could work against Song Yadong for Cejudo. But again, we're being a little optimistic. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you for watching. Go check out my How Song Yadong Can Beat Henry Cejudo video. It's linked right here.